when the user opens the app, they're met with a bouncing sort of animation to really give a sense of playfulness and welcoming to the user. They're then met with the Welli logo. When they open up to the home screen, they really just see a gallery of photos of whales that are either submitted by the team themselves or any of the users or taken from any of our partner websites. When they press see all, they'll open up to the whale catalog where they'll be able to see all of the whales that are in the system, I guess local to North Atlantic. And they're able to see a gallery of the whale profiles, so they can see them in this format or open it up to a map or sort or filter any way they'd like. When they press a particular profile, so in our scenario we'll go with Pepper, they'll get sort of a brief overview of the whale itself and some details around the species, and this is just like to lead up to if they'd like to do any particular sort of adoption for the animal. They can choose some of the photos to enlarge them and have sort of an interactive element to see some of the images that are tied to this particular whale. When they scroll down and they choose to adopt, they press the adopt button, and it opens it up to sort of a shopping experience where the users are able to see the package that is included, if they'd like to adopt, if they'd like to make a purchase. So here we just have like images of the plush, a certificate, a postcard, and a t-shirt. If they'd add to cart, here they press this, it'll be reflected in the shopping cart icon here. So now you'll see that they have one item in the shopping cart. When they press that, it'll open it up to the shopping cart itself, and then you can see like the item they have, the price, and they're able to input information relevant so they can complete their purchase. So when they've done so and it's all filled in, they can press complete purchase, and then they're met with an overlay that's confettis to sort of like celebrate their purchase, as well as really clearly indicate that there's a success message coming after their interaction. So we wanted to, use the color to make it fun, make it attention grabbing, as well as recognize their interaction. After that, a user may want to go back to the whale catalog and look into more of the other whales that are documented here. So we'll go into magic. Here, a user is able to really see the details of the whale profile itself as well as the species. So there's a gallery here with images relevant for magic, details around magic itself, her age, any particular physical qualities she may have. User may go to the next tab and read more about the species itself. They can also go to more info and read about any threats that the species are particularly facing, but then they would be redirected if they'd like to look into more information, which is a hyperlink here. If a user has done so, and then they've looked at Welli before their trip, and they're in the middle or like in the beginning of the day where they're boarding for their whale watching ride, they may want to go to look at the trip details. So they can press their profile, open up to My Trips, and they're then led to like search for their particular trip that they may be doing, and how presumably it's already associated with their account, so they just need to look up the details around the trip. So they put in their date, their departure location, their arrival location, and they press search. They have one result that comes up, and it really includes details around like boarding time, what the itinerary is, what are some of the possible sightings, and if they're ready to go and they've departed, they can press start. Then they'll open up to a live interactive map where it shows the route, any of the sightings that have been seen in the recent times, which is green circles that are highlighted here, how much time they have remaining on their trip, and this would ideally move according to where they are geographically, and that would be like GPS enabled. On their route, if they see an animal and they'd like to report a sighting, they can do so by pressing the add button here. So then they're brought to a form where they can attach a photo, put the information around date, time, location, and then once they've done that, they can press submit. Then they get a success message again, slightly different, not as dramatic with the colors, but they still know that their information is valuable and we've recognized their interaction. Next, I will go back to the home page and we'll look at the whale catalog again. And if a user just wants to see any sightings that have been local to the area, they can do so when they press the map menu here and follow the, as you can see above, there's some breadcrumbs tracking where the user are in terms of the architecture of the app. They can press onto one of these icons here, which indicates there has been a sighting, to open up information on what whale has been sighted, what the location is, and its proximity to a city, if that helps them orient themselves. They can press onto another one here to read more information around another whale sighting that may be interesting to them. And then to go back to our hamburger menu, which is kind of like the bare bones of this app, a user may want to read up on conservation. So it opens up to a page where we have some news around any conservation efforts that are happening nationally, locally. These are just ideally would be like imported from other websites, as well as the events. So if a user is interested in Massachusetts Right Whale Day, they may press the tab and it opens up to sort of a event details page, and they can read more about it, and if they're interested in going, they can RSVP. There's another way we wanted to localize this experience as well, so they can fill out another form here where they put in their information, their contact, the number of tickets they'd like, and then once they do so, they can press submit, and then we get another success message. And that is pretty much it. Thank you.